Utility Board meeting for May 19th to order. Have a roll call, please.
Mr. Barron.
Here.
Mr. Peterson. Here. Mr. Knodel.
Here.
He's not here. Mr. McCarty.
Here. We've got a quorum, business of visitors. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make that motion. I second that motion.
Call for the question.
Does that mean?
Any roll call or yeah?
Just no discussion.
Oh, no discussion. Okay, Mr. Barron.
Yes.
Mr. Knodel.
Yes.
Mr. McCarty.
Yes.
Then that moves us to approval of minutes for March 24th and April 21st of 2026.
Can I delay that again to
Delay?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you get a chance to read them.
Do I have a motion to table the approval of the minutes?
Unless you're ready to approve.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes of March 24th and April 21st.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Sure.
I second.
Thank you.
Roll call?
I'm confused. Mr. McCarty.
Yes.
Mr. Barron.
Yes.
Mr. Knodel.
Yes.
Then that brings us to correspondence.
We did not capture any this time.
Okay. And that brings us to the utility manager's report.
Ken, you want to go ahead?
Sure, I'll start with the operations side. I'll start off with that Thomas Simonson needed to head to Sweden as he has a family illness that was urgent, and that's where he's spending his time. We wish the best for the Simonson family. So everything here is pretty standard. Operations overview. Crews have been working on various things. The EIA report is an annual report. It's providing information to the U.S. Department of Energy so they can do the various reports. The acceptance letter from DEC is just on a annual compliance certification. We're still waiting for the renewal of our air quality permit, which we applied for within the appropriate amount of time. The state did not respond to it before it would have expired, so we have been administratively extended, and we're fine. Just indicated here yesterday that we put it up for public review, so all is good with the air quality permit. The PFAS sampling requirement is something that EPA chose a number of utilities around Alaska, and I would expect all the other states as well. Said, hey, you're going to help us out with PFAS sampling testing so we can get a better idea of what background PFAS extent might be. They're paying for it at all other than the staff time to collect it. Our water comes from Moonlight Springs. We have no PFAS.
Is that plastics?
It's the
Polyfluoroalkyl.
It's from firefighting foam,
Oh, okay.
which you would expect around an airport, and that's wells around this airport probably will have it. But that's not part of the public water system. Garage door safety. We had a contractor here last month, and have to admit I did not see the recommendations that came out of their visit.
Bless you.
On the power plant side, we're still working on the overhaul for number 15. And while 16's been carrying the burden, it has needed a little bit of maintenance activity, and that is reflected in the report. lube oil purchase, which we do every year. There was a technician from NC Machinery in town who helped us out. The Gen 15 overall, everything's going back together. I probably won't have it end the project by the end of this week, but it will be pretty quick. On the water wastewater side, somebody had a kid, somebody's injured, so a little bit of some staffing challenges, but working through it. We did pick up a seasonal summer employee. People are getting busy for the summer. On the line crew side, at a Triple Creek on May 4th, somebody was moving an excavator, slapped a comm line, and we had some line slap. Took out a fuse, and our AMI metering system made it obvious. We knew about it before people called in. Was able to dispatch the line crew. Pretty cool.
When something like that happens, and something have to dispatch crew, do we bill people for that?
Usually we do. I was in Arizona when this happened. I don't know if that follow through occurred.
I was just curious
But
if that's the
yeah,
protocol. That's standard.
It's a chargeable event.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to the question though. Over there. On the project side, been pretty slow in changes. On Front Street, the very end of the packet, there is a memo that we brought up last month that would be good to talk through again. I don't know if you'll want to take action on it or not until we get through it. The front and end lift station, the design is essentially done. We need a little bit of information to backstop our loan applications. Then that should advertise this summer. Sepola, the utility agreements are done. State's looking to advertise it in June. So no work on the water main in 2027 is the best guess. On Stedman, we don't really have anything on that project other than supporting state activities, doing pole shoring, keeping an eye on our systems, which they pay us for because they're impacting it. Our water valves, our manholes. On block 113, 114, project's done. CEI still owes us one more invoice, and we need to close it out. On the BEST project, we are still doing some punch list activities with SunGrid. And we're still pursuing the renewable energy tax credit. Once we get the fire marshal's approval for what we have built, we're still looking to get a price tag for the reinforced fabric structure that would go over the pad. Although I got to tell you, we don't have enough room in the budget with the grant funding to pay for it at this point without a component from the utility. But I need to get you those numbers so you guys can.
And that's just because inflation and everything's gone up, or that's including the 305 from Denali Commission that I thought was kind of earmarked for the structure.
So the 305 is the earmark for the structure, but it was also there to finish off whatever bills that we had for the system that we have. So that was the concrete. That was some of the SunGrid invoicing that was more than the AEA grant would pay for. I think we're down to maybe 130 and change. Shooting from the hip. We'd be a little skinny on getting that structure, but we got to move on here pretty quick or we'll lose the season.
Gotcha.
The Tate Farm relocation, the EDA grant has been submitted. Again, I think I mentioned it last month, most challenging grant application that I've seen in my many years. The Stack River project, Carl's project, is going along. We're pretty much on hiatus right now, waiting for the overhaul to be done. So the plan is, come June 15, is to get the EPS crew back up here to continue the installation. Then we're going to have STG help us lift the exhaust gas boilers into place. They'll go away for a bit. We'll wrap up 15, then we'll shift over to the 16 side and do a repeat on lifting the exhaust gas boilers into place, and then the commissioning. Good to get that one done. On Center Creek Road, we still need that utility easement from Bering Straits. DOT has given us the utility agreement for signature and authorized us to start relocation. Without that utility easement, can't sign the document. And this will, we've got to get our facilities out of the way before the state project next year can realign Center Creek Road into Japhet. And at this point, there's no way we're not going to delay that part of the project because we can't get our stuff out of the way this year. Had a little bit of fun with the idea of trying to condemn the Bering Straits land, but that is just a joke, obviously. But
Is there any added pressure that the utility board could put on Bering Straits versus just staff? I've heard this come up for I don't know how many months now,
6,
at least.
at least.
They did have somebody up here looking at their properties, other than that particular area in the corridor there. And they, so the last that I actually heard from them was that they were trying to just settle all of the deals. You know, they had received our request, and I will call Crystal again and say, hey, we need the thing, because I'll send her a copy of this where it's a delay now in the project.
It will impact their ability to reroute that intersection in the first part of next year. It's what it is. They're going to advertise their road project in December. Yeah, it's going to be busy. Next year is looking to be a pretty busy season for us. Shifting to the electrical production report. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
What's that?
How do we have usage on one?
That's
I
what I'm
thought 2
wondering.
was going and 1 was.
I haven't seen either of them move.
But there's usage. This is the first time I've seen usage in a couple months.
That potentially, we'll look into that, but that potentially is because of the COM error, and so that once we
Finally
got
caught
the COM going, that had caught up.
Gotcha.
Is there any headway on that?
Yeah, that was so everything kind of was in a meeting with them just yesterday or this morning, and they're still on schedule, and now they've sent another I don't remember exactly what they called it, document, which is more detailed than the proposal that they submitted, which was accepted. And so I'm running that to the attorney, the insurer, and the adjuster. I just got it this afternoon, so I'm sending it on to them. I don't know that it will materially impact the schedule, but there are things in there with regard to
the exclusions.
exclusion, yeah, that were not in their original. And then, what ifs, if the weather, does, if this, if that, some of those are not acceptable. So it is moving forward. The material did leave the Netherlands and is en route to Seattle. It is going to be delivered at another port to avoid the customs hassles there in the Seattle area. And then
One bring forward. Usually they would shift, and that introduces a challenge.
I see.
And what's going on with the other one?
It should be functional. We did get our communications issues fixed with it, and
I haven't seen it spin at all.
it
Open the road today. We need to get up there with some power plant crew and flip a couple of things, re-engage with the EWT control office. EWT should spin back up again. So their crew is looking to show up in early July. STG will pull the nacelles off of one, or maybe even both. Components will show up whenever the barge shows up, maybe about July 12th. And then swap, restore, and put everything back together.
Why would they pull the head off both of them?
because we're doing that little upgrade.
Oh, they'll just do it down on the ground. Gotcha.
And then in that, the other thing that came up was blade inspections. And, 15 years later, they're telling us that it's good to inspect them every 3 to 5 years. So while they're down, they will be inspected and set the.
Do a bit of a drone flight. We have the weather that can accommodate it. Give them a better idea. But have given them the nod that, yeah, if they're on the ground and it makes sense to do repairs on the ground, which it does, let's do that while we're on the ground.
Is that
But we're not aware of any.
only external or is that also internal?
External.
Only external.
They're a white blade that has a black paint coating on it. So if you start seeing white, you've got more of an issue. But we need to do an inspection.
So the EWT was the only thing that I was going to add to that. So Chris, you have any financial comments or?
Well, we have scheduled with BDO to be up here July 13th to do the field work for 22, 23, and 24's audit. That's about the only thing I can think of.
That's,
Oh, 21's done. You guys all knew that, right?
that's Tyler, that group.
Travis. Yeah.
But he will, yeah, Gabby and Joy. I don't know how many. Is there 4 that are coming?
3, I think.
How long?
They'll be here for a week. Me too. I can't think of anything else. But other than that, everything's the same.
Maybe after looking at it closer.
Yeah. Feel free to
Yeah.
email me.
So, budget.
We have some of the work that has been done and looking at the union agreements and what changes those will make to it. that will be incorporated in there. So we'll definitely have a draft of that here in short order. Travis is going to be back up next week, I believe. Or actually, I guess we didn't settle with that, but we're having him come up one more time to help both in the future audits as well as on the budget.
So we should have a draft next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Fire hydrants. There's one by City Hall that's been taped up. What's going on with that one?
Is that the one by Mark Johnson's office?
No, right by City Hall in the corner,
XYZ.
right across the street from XYZ.
So the one by Mark's office is taped up too, so.
Okay. I guess we do the maintenance on those, or okay.
Yearly maintenance.
All right. We will look into that.
All the stamps and grease.
Jerry said something about that one second.
Generally, it's greasing and exercising.
You may want to put 6 and fire hydrant on there. Okay. I think that one's been down for a while.
Just drive around and look at
Yeah.
them. You can tell some of them are looking pretty, like the one off of Khrushchev right by my lots.
That will be a good field trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run around and look at those.
All right. We got no unfinished business. New
So the
business.
one on second's not connected.
Business is memo brought up last week. Just briefly to talk about it. That's looking for direction on the scope of work we want to undertake when DOT does their Front Street rehab project. Currently, they're thinking a 2028 schedule, but I think we can pretty comfortably assume it'll be 2029 or 30, just because that's how they have ran. I mean, Sepulveda was supposed to have been built 2 years ago. So, just going through on background, the water and sewer mains were installed as part of the Quadra, no, I'm sorry, not the Quadra, but the same project that installed it on Bering and Sepulveda. And then they also did this part of Front Street. It's joint trench. It's the original sclerocore. The water main from the sclerocore has cracked all over the place, and you take a look at all the pavement breaks on Front Street. They're by and large due to us having to go in to do repairs to the water main. So I think there's a pretty broad consensus that it makes sense for us to undertake the replacement of the water main, and that's what we did on Bering, and that's what we are doing mostly on Sepulveda, although there is a part of the sewer main that DOT is paying for. So the sewer, the question. A lot of our sewers in town, especially like the King's Place, the soils are horrible. We've got a lot of bellies. Front Street, the soils are much better. You're next to the ocean. You've got more thaw, and DOT did a pretty good job of doing X back in the day. So we have less bellies. We don't really have to worry about that, but we do have a fair amount of flow and infiltration at the manholes. The problem with that is it can give us trouble with our lagoon sewer discharge permit, but we've managed that. This would be our opportunity to get rid of the Kubota lift station. If we swap out the sewer main with a larger pipe lower from essentially Stedman to a little bit west of Bering, we can eliminate the Kubota lift station. So is it worth it? Well, that's what this is trying to track down. bottom part of this page, we're estimating it costs us about $35,000 a year to operate that lift station. And that's replacing pumps, pulling pumps, and the electricity. So this last page, wrote this a while back. I'm not recommending to do nothing because we want to replace the water main. Because who wants to rip up Front Street a year after we get done paving it? If we replace the water main only, that would be, gosh, an annual loan payment of about $143,000, just looking at it that way. If we replace the water and the sewer, that annual loan payment, once you subtract off that $35,000 that we are putting towards Kubota, is about $228,000. So you've got a $90,000 delta, round numbers. There is some likelihood that since we're using ADEC loan dollars for this work, that there will be some element of loan forgiveness. And they do that in particular for green style projects. The green components in this idea would be, well, we're not paying all the electricity to run another lift station. And we have less I&I because we're not pulling in the water at the manhole lids and frames that have a bit of a cracking, and water gets in that way even when you sandbag it. So there is some likelihood that $90,000 could be reduced. And then there's always the earmark that could come through, like what Senator Murkowski did for us on East 6th Avenue, which could wash a lot of that. So we do need to start the design sometime, probably by the end of the summer. If the idea is that it's the water line design only, we've got an estimate here that'd be about $125,000. If you say, hey, let's do the design for the water and the sewer, it'd be about $225,000. I guess the point worth making here is we're not asking you guys to authorize the construction of either the water or the wastewater at this point. Just authorize or let us know what you want to do for design. Do you want to authorize the water line only, or do you want to do the water and sewer, recognizing you're going to put about an extra $100,000 towards the sewer and kick the question down the road once we have a better idea on what the costing would be?
I'd say doing both. Well, you got it tore up.
DOT's typical section at this point, they indicate that they're looking to do a skinning. So it'd be the crush, it would be the asphalt that they're trying to not dig down. The digging will be for the utilities. They're not going to replace the 30-inch section like they did on Bearing or whatever they're looking to do in the second one. The sidewalks, it's going to be the interesting part because Nome has a bit more, on the downtown side, has more of a SHPO historic character that they're more challenged to work around. But we're going to do it. If you guys say do it, we'll do it.
Sounds like, let me just make sure I'm getting this clear. So the 125, that's for the water side. And then the 225 is the water and sewer. And this is just for the drawing, basically the design, the drawing, of which at some juncture we're going to need no matter what, more or less. We're going to have to replace that infrastructure at some point. With the bellies, with the thought that, the deletion of the Kubota lift station is going to save us $35K a year, and that's in today's dollars because we've noticed that today's dollars are significantly less than tomorrow's. So, I mean, if we're going to pay for a design anyway along the line, obviously the cheapest time we could ever get one would be today. more we wait, everything I've seen has been going up and up and up and up. And I would definitely not like to. It sounds like these two projects kind of share the same workspace, so it kind of makes sense to have both drawings instead of just one, and then the addition of another later. That sounds like rework to me.
And so can the capital cost guesstimates here, that includes all of the excavation and stuff that the utility would be responsible for?
It does, yes. Understand these are planning level cost estimates, but yeah, that is the intent.
And once we spend $225 on a full-on design, we'll have better cost estimates at that point.
Yes.
That seems like the path.
I would say so.
Then it also, I guess, in looking to see what other funding potentially is out there, if it's shovel ready, quote unquote, it's sometimes easier to get dollars instead of funding. Yep.
So do you need a motion to pursue $225 for 225,000 for both of these drawings, or what do we need for a motion for that?
That'd be good.
It'd be nice to have that in the record.
I'd like to make a motion to fund the water and sewer design at a cost of $225,000. I'll second that.
That's right. You guys vote.
Roll.
Mr. Canotto,
Yes.
Mr. McClarty,
Yes.
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
that's it all.
Yep.
And then that brings us to board comment. Derek.
I guess I just want to reiterate if there's anything that the board can do to, I wouldn't say pressure, but just to help get an easement from Bering Straits for pushing our projects along, that would be great, because it seems like everything else is on par here and ready to move forward except for that. And that's a bummer.
Okay, we'll put together a letter from the chair to Crystal on that.
Thank you. That's all I got. And I guess I should say thank you for this. And thank you for the updates on all the projects. And if there's anything that we could possibly do for Thomas as well, I'd say let's do that.
Good to hear that the audits are moving. And I would like to ask if we could get packets a couple of days before the meeting. That would be great. So we know that there's a meeting happening.
Yes. Pretty much ditto from Cardi and Pat. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Sorry. Mr. Canotto,
Yes.
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
Mr. McClarty.
Yes.
6:06.
Cool.